Hello everyone, thank you for stopping on my channel. So we are working on this hospital management system, and in the previous couple of videos we worked on the admin panel and we added the dashboard, and we worked on employees. Where is it? So we worked on employees as well as dashboard, and now we are going to get into the HODs. So in the previous video we added some stuffs to the departments, and now we got an error on the HOD. So let's get started with it. So let's go to HOD's controller, Livewire component. So undefined variable doctors, and if we look at the view, okay, so here we are looping through doctors and adding them. Since we are going to be adding a separate view for the create form, so I'm going to just remove this. And I think just like we did for the employee, we are going to create a folder. So let's say HOD slash create.bled.php. Paste this code, and I am going to move this one into that folder as well, and we will have to update the path in the in here. So HOD dot HODs, and now if we look here, let's see what we got. Okay, so seems like it should not show in error this time. Okay, now the view is undefined. Oh, it's inside the employee. So let's move this folder outside, and now looking good. So here we will have the doctor name. If I look at the HOD model, we should have a relationship with the doctor, you can see. So let's define it. Just like belongs to department, we will make it to belong to, do we have doctor? Yeah, we do have. So doctor, and the model name is also doctor. And a doctor is an employee, so in the doctor model we can create a relationship for that like this, and from here we can get the name and whatever information we need. So let's go back to hods.bled.php. Here we're gonna call the doctor, and then employee, and the name we can call email, etc. We can something like that. So let's say name is fine, and if we show them now, name on null. Okay, employee is null. Let's see. So let's specify the parameters. Foreign key is employee ID and belongs pointing to the ID. Okay, so there we got the information. Now we can call the name, and there we have the name of the doctor, and then we have here the, now this is the head of the department, right? So um, it should have belonging to the department, right? So I think if we look at the HOD migration, we only have doctor. um, so it only requires the doctor here. And if you look at the, when creating a department, you will have to assign a head of that department, and you can choose it from here. So one way to bypass this is to use directly relationship with the doctor, but since we have implemented this many times, so let's stick with this one. So now we have to add we have to make the functionality of edit, delete, and add doctor or HOD. So for that, and just like we did in the employee, we have to modify the hod.php livewire component, and again here we have added the underscore page property. So if it says set to index, show the index page. If it says to create, then show the create page. So hod.create and passing the doctors, and I think we can add a condition here, like we are not in, and here we will pass the ID, and like we can ignore the existing doctors, that like the this is like one doctor should be only head of one department, or can be only made a head of one department. So let's create a variable. Let's say ID is equals to HOD. We can plug the IDs, and I think we can call to array to convert this into array, and then we can pass it here dollar IDs, and then if we want we can get the latest one, but it will work fine. And if it is the edit form, then we are going to return the edit view. So again I'm just copy that one to here, and let's say HOD is the HOD that we are currently editing. So find or fail, passing the, I think we have a property for that. Let me look it off. So edit HOD ID, and show edit form. When you call this method from the UI, there we have these buttons, right? So it's gonna call that and set the fetch to edit and set that one, and the item we have set it right here, but I think we don't need it here. Maybe let's have it. So from here we are gonna return the edit fetch, If it does not exist, we will create it, and nothing else should be fast here since we already have it. So let's format this. We have an issue somewhere. Let's save it, and I think we can move this to the create one, so it's not gonna load again and again. And let's give this a try. Okay, so the create HOD form button is not visible. We have add employee. It should be add HOD show create form, and I think it's pretty much the same as this one, except it has two columns. So let's follow that pattern here as well. Okay, we got the button here. Let's move it to the right. We may use ploit right now. So let's say email auto ploit right. Okay, it's hidden somehow. What else can we do? Let's see what we did here. So okay, we added this thing. Let's just copy everything from that one, and we can modify the messages. So HODs, add a new, everything else is gonna be the same, and there we go. So if I click on this, it's gonna render the create page that we have here. So let's see what we got here. I'm gonna look at back to the create form that we have in the employee, so that we will follow this pattern over there as well. So I think the only relationship, like the only structure that we follow is we will have one field that will be select an option, and I think we already have added it. If you look at this doctor, you can see. So for each doctor, we're showing the name, and we can make choose a doctor as a head of the department, and it's calling the add doctor. So let's copy the formatting. Okay, so this seems to be looking good, so let's give it a try. I'm gonna click on add new, and we can choose a doctor, but I think we don't have any doctor. Let's go to employees. I think the logic we have added is like when you're adding employee, let's filter them by doctor. Okay, we do have doctors, but I think we don't have the entry since we have modified it. So let's add new one. I'm going to use fact filler and choose an image. Phone number, active position is going to be doctor. Salary 86,000. Create. Okay. Maybe this is the one that we just added. So we can use this one to test the functionality here. Create new. Still empty. Let's see what we got. Let's do some debugging. I'm gonna go to HOD, and when creating show create form, so I think we should do something like we need to render the properties and pass them to the view just like we did in the edit. But if I look at when rendering the HOD.create view, we are passing the doctors and then looping through each of them. Okay, so in the thing is doctor has only relationship to the employee, and it does not have a name property, so that is one issue. And let's see if it works. ID is fine. Okay, so now we have two. Let's choose any, and I think we can add them as a doctor. Okay, and now we have only one because of I think we can add one field, so like choose or select a doctor, so that we will have to change it. So if I try again, you can see we can choose it, and I think we should have a button to go back as well. Do we have it here for the employee? Yeah, we do. So I'm gonna just copy that show index. I think we already have this method in ours as well. Let's move this to the center as well. And if I look at the HOD's form, show index method should be somewhere. You can see just changing the view to index. Okay, so I'm gonna click on it. I can go to cancel, and there we go. So now this is the head of the department we just added. Let's see if the remove functionality works. So when deleting it, we pass the ID, and it's gonna show the success message. Okay, so let's go to there. We are calling this one. Okay, seems to be working, and it's also prompting, are you sure? If I'm not, okay, even if I cancel it, it's still deleting it. That's not good. Let's see what we can do to fix this. Again, I'm gonna look at the employees functionality. Seems like it's pretty much the same, but why is that one working? I canceled it and it's still deleted it. It's not interesting. Is it doing the same for the employees? So I'm gonna delete it. Okay, it's doing the same for this one as well. So we gotta figure that out. Going back to HOD, one issue is saying. Okay, so in that case, ChatGPT suggests that you create another method and then call from that one the actual delete method. So let me give this a try. Okay, so what I did is exactly the same as mentioned over there. So we have this property, public property, and when I call this method from here, confirm delete, passing the HOD ID, showing the alert, and here we are calling that method, setting that property. Interestingly, how is it gonna call this delete method? Okay, so they are using the emit Livewire, so to call the delete. So I don't know that's gonna work or not, but let's see if it works. It would be great. Otherwise, we can try something else. I think I can remove this one since we already have created another one, right? Undefined variable. Interesting. We don't have in this variable, but where is this? Okay, seems like it's a cache issue. So what we do is we can run a pa clear salam to clear the cache and start the server again. Okay, so I think we made a mistake here. This property does not exist. Actually, we change it to id to delete, and now it should be fixed. So let's add a new one, add another one, and this functionality also works. That okay, not working. The one that you have already added should not be here again. So to check it out towards so that what's wrong in here, we are using where not in. I think this should be Dr. ID since we have only variable that is Dr. ID. And now if I go ahead and create Dr. ID and the where class does not exist. Oh my god, this okay. So I think the whole condition we have made it wrong. This should be Doctor and this should be ID. Sorry for that. What this do is get all the IDs. No, this is again wrong. Okay, my bad. So we are we have to get the doctor ID underscore ID and then pass it here as the ID of the doctor, and this should work. And you can see we have two, so let's add one, and now we should have one, as you can see. And after that we should have 0. We will not be able to add it in, it's gonna throw an error. So now let's test the delete functionality. Delete, delete. Seems like nothing is happening, it's loading and nothing is doing. So this idea fails and we have to try something else. Okay, so I just removed it since it's not working, so I have to just delete it, like remove the alert functionality from it. And it's whenever you click on it, it's gonna delete that HOD. And I think I have to do the same for the employees, so that the alert is just a waste of time since it's not working. So I'm gonna remove the alert. You guys can give it a try and contribute it if you want. But let's see. Now let's get into edit functionality. So if I click on edit, it should open up the edit form. Since we don't have edit here, change create to edit, and here let's say edit HOD, choose the doctor, and then update btn text. Okay, this is dynamic. Let's just call it save. So the logic here will be like the doctor that just we want to like edit is also going to be included in the list since we are not loading all of them, right? I think we can copy it to the show edit form so that we will have to ignore them. We are not in. I think now this logic, the only logic here we need is this one, item. The doctor is the doctor that we want to edit. So here I think we have to just copy this thing into this one so that not this one, since just like we are creating, we will have to do the same for the update one, except we will allow the existing one to be there, or we could remove that as well, that one as well, since if you don't want to make any changes to it, you can just click the cancel, right? So that is what we are doing here, and we already have the variable the doctor ID right here in that one. So let's give this a try. When I edited the first one, then I got an error, edit not found in the control. Change the ID 6 to something else. I can change it, and seems like it added new one. Yeah, because we have not updated method, so it's calling the add one. So let's say edit HOD. We already have the HOD that needs to be edited, the ID of them. So we have the update one. We can call this one instead. No need to pass in ID here since we already have it above, which is this one. So when updating, use this ID to find it and pass this one as a new ID. Clear everything and set the page to index, and that is it. So now let's remove one, remove another one, edit this one, changes to this one, save it. Doctor ID, no property found. It's doctor, not doctor ID. It is this one that we are validating. It should be numeric value. So let's try again. Okay, so this time it was successful. And with that, we are done with the HOD's CRUD operation. So from here, we are going to move on to the departments. As when creating a department, we will have to select the, what is it called, the head of that department, and here we will list those information. So this is all kind of a chain between department, head of the department, doctor, and then goes down to employee. So pretty interesting project. Stick with me, and thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.